While reading Psalm 13 this morning, I was reminded of the famous Peanuts cartoon where Lucy walks in and changes the television station that her little brother, her thumb-sucking, blanket-holding little brother Linus was watching, and he challenges her about her authority. Give me one good reason why you should be able to walk in here and change the station and do whatever you want. And she goes, I'll give you 5 reasons. And she holds her hand up, all 5 fingers, and she said, individually, they're nothing, but when they come together, when they're joined together as a unit, they become a force that's terrifying to reckon with. Something like that. I might have misquoted Lucy, but you get the idea. Nothing, something powerful. I want to read that here in this scripture and maybe make an application, something that we all experience. Here we go. Chapter 13, verse 1. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I take counsel in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all the day? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and answer me, O Lord my God. Lift up my eyes lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest my enemies say, I have prevailed over him. Lest my foes rejoice because I am shaken. But I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me. In this psalm, David asked 4 how long questions. Number 1 and number 2 are about his relationship with God, his expectations from God, his prayer life, God coming through, the presence of God, the solution of God, the deliverance of God. The second one has to do with his own heart condition and the grief and the pain in his heart. And the last one, the 4th how long, have to do with the enemies, people that are doing things from the outside. The third one about his own heart, that's an internal, but there's also external pressure from people, what humans are doing to him, that it's painful, it's unjust, it's unright, and he's asking this how long. What's interesting in the psalm, God never answers one of his 4 how long questions. He's asking, how long, how long, how long, how long, how long in my relationship with you, God? How long will you not give me the answers and be present in my life? How long will my heart carry this pain? How long will these people be so abusive and so hate-filled and so unfair to me? How long? Maybe you face some of those situations. Maybe you're wondering, how long are you going to keep praying about the same thing and you don't seem to get an answer? How long will you seek the presence of God but you don't seem to have the breakthrough? How long will this pain be in your heart? How long will these people continue what they're doing that make your life difficult? You've got some kind of how long question. While God doesn't answer it, there are 2 conjunctions. Okay, a conjunction, it's when 2 phrases in English, the word conjunction, they're usually small words that we don't notice in the English text. Okay, and so these 2, we've got 2 conjunctions here that are the seemingly unimportant words, but what conjunctions do, they join things together. Sometimes things that don't seem to be joined together. Remember Lucy's fingers, they weren't much like this, but when they joined together, there was a force, there was a power, there was a strength. These conjunctions, as we're reading the Bible, every word matters. Now, obviously it wasn't written or spoken or sung in English, but the translation, everything matters. And so these small words that we tend to overlook, these 2 conjunctions in here are better than an answer. Sometimes we don't get our answer from God. We're saying, God, how long? It's a legitimate question. It's an important question. It's a gut-wrenching question. But even though he didn't get an answer, here's the first conjunction, but. It's joining what he's about to say to the pain of the front end. And by joining what this word but connects, it changes everything and makes it not painful but powerful. So he's got all of this stuff, how long, how long, how long, how long, even though you don't answer, but I have trusted in your steadfast love. You see, once that conjunction but connects the love of God to our inexplicably frustrating situation, it changes the whole thing. He didn't get an answer, but he said, but I'll trust in your steadfast love. My heart will rejoice in salvation. God's love and his salvation are more important than any answer to any prayer. God's love and God's salvation change everything, even if our circumstances don't change. If we trust in His love in the midst of that negative circumstance, if we rejoice in our salvation that we don't deserve and we could never earn, then it outweighs whatever else we're experiencing. And then there's another conjunction, and it's this word because. Sing to the Lord because He has dealt bountifully with me. And you think about this, Lord, how long? My relationship with you doesn't seem where I want it to be. How long, Lord? Have you forgotten me? Have you removed your face? How long will my heart be in pain? How long will people mistreat me? All of these how longs, they weren't answered for David in this psalm. They weren't answered. But he trusted God's love, and he rejoices because God has dealt bountifully with him. I pray that God would help every one of us see beyond our unanswered questions. Help us see beyond our miserable circumstances to see the bounty of God in our lives and to see His love and His salvation that is more important than anything else. Thank God for His bounty. May He open our eyes to see it.